What is up, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of the Fit CEO podcast and YouTube channel. Today will not be a pre-recorded video. I almost did it. I was like, man, I got more modules to film today. I'm going to make this a pre-recorded video, but I told myself, no, I am going to get back to my regular scheduled podcast and YouTube where I speak and I don't do a pre-recorded video. I'm sure there will be times where I do pre-recorded videos, but not today. All right. Let's get into today's topic. So what we're going to be talking about today is customer support metrics. So in the online business coaching, online fitness coaching space, the most heavily talked about business topics are sales and marketing and lead generation, all the in quotes sexy stuff. But nobody talks about the unsexy stuff that actually grows your business. And I try to bring light to it. I try to talk about it because business is a lot more than sales and marketing. As much as you may think that business is just sales and marketing, it's a lot more than just that. And there are customer support. There is customer service. You're going to have to deal with declined payments. You're going to have to deal with refund requests. You're going to have to deal with cancellation requests. And it's important to have KPIs around those things and metrics around those things to make sure that your customer support is doing what it needs to do. And that's the purpose of creating department KPIs. Is when you define a department KPI, what you're defining is a measure of success for that department. And for customer support specifically, and what we're going to be talking about today is the three KPIs or three key performance indicators for customer service, customer support. Now, customer service and customer support is different than client delivery. Like, I'm not talking about metrics that the key performance indicators for your program. We could do that in a separate podcast. I'm talking specifically about customer service, about dealing with cancellation requests, refund requests, dealing, with unhappy clients and things of that nature. And if you're new to business, meaning like you're just starting your online fitness coaching business, you're the customer support service in your company. If you're further along, maybe you have a virtual assistant doing it for you, or maybe you even have a customer support team that handles this stuff for you. But anyways, my goal for today is to talk about the three key performance indicators and why these should be your three key performance indicators for customer service and customer support. All right. Let's dive in. So number one is your decline percentage. All right. So what decline percentage is every month you have a total set amount of payments that are meant to be processed in your payment processor. Let's just say that number is 100. Okay. So you have 100 payments set to be processed within the given month. All right. Let's say 5 of those are sitting in default or sitting in decline, meaning your payment processor went to go process the payment and boom, it declined. All right. So that means that 5 out of 100 total payments are declined, which means that your decline percentage in this example would be 5%. So what decline percentage measures is the percentage of your overall total payments set to be processed within a given time period. It could be a month, it could be a quarter, it could be a year, and how many of those are currently sitting active in decline, not how many all time sat in decline. And the reason you don't want to do all time is because, hopefully we get those decline payments to pay and we can get them out of decline. This is just a measure of out of your current active payments, how many are actively in decline. Now, the KPI for this is you want it to be 5% or less. All right. So 5% is the max amount of your total payments that you want declined at any given time. Ideally, we want less than 5% of our total payments sitting in decline. All right. Why did I choose this as a measure? Well, our customer service team is responsible for making sure that decline payments pay their defaulted payment, right? So if that's one of their activities, and if this activity is vital for the health of the business, right? If we're not getting paid for the clients that we're selling, the clients that we're servicing, then we're not going to have a business, right? So I viewed this as a very pivotal activity that our customer service team does. So I attached a KPI to it, and that KPI once again is 5% or less. So at any given time, we have 5% or less of our total active payments sitting in decline. And what this does, because we track this, is it brings awareness to it, right? Anything you track, you bring awareness to. And when you review this data point on a weekly, monthly basis, it allows you to say, well, we got to tighten up on our defaulted payments. Maybe we need to get 2 cards on file when we're transacting sales over a sales call. Maybe we need to get an ACH on file, right? A banking, routing, and account information on file as backup form of payment, right? These are just some examples of fixing this particular KPI if it's broken. Another way to fix this KPI if it's broken is to make sure that you actually have a legitimate down payment requirement, and you're not just letting people in willy-nilly for like very small little itty-bitty deposits. Because if you're letting people into your program excuse me, for very itty-bitty little deposits, the likelihood of them being able to pay their second payment and their third payment is dramatically less, because it's not the equivalent to the little itty-bitty deposit that you let them into the program on. So we have very strict rules on minimum down payments that are required to get into the program. And the reason we do that is because if somebody can pay the minimum down requirement that we're asking for, then the likelihood of them making their second payment, their third payment, their fourth payment is dramatically higher. All right, so that's KPI number 1, which is decline percentage. KPI number 2 is our refund percentage. All right, so this may not be relevant to you if you don't have guarantees in your program, because I'm assuming in your contract you have a no refund policy. But if you have guarantees in your program, that means that you're likely making people eligible for refund. So we have 2 guarantees in NLCA. Our first guarantee is within the 6 months that you're enrolled with us, we guarantee that you're going to make 3 times your investment back within your enrollment period. And if you don't, then we issue you a full refund for the full length of the program. So whatever you paid, we give you a full refund for it. We cancel any future payments. If you paid in full, you just get a full refund. That's our first guarantee. Our second guarantee is we guarantee that you're going to get your first 3 clients in the first 60 days. And if you don't, we're going to issue 20% of your initial down payment. So if you put $1,000 down, we'll give you $200 back out of the 1,000 as a simple example. All right. So those are both, despite our contract says that there's no refunds. Despite our contract, we do have those 2 guarantees, and those 2 guarantees are eligible for refund. So that's why we track refund percentage. All right. And what refund percentage is what percentage of your revenue within the time period, the month, the quarter, the year, did you have to issue a refund on? All right. So you want this to be 10% or less. All right. So if you made $10,000 in a month, 10% would be 1,000. So out of the 10,000, if you had to refund 1,000, right, that's a 10% refund rate. All right. So basically you take the dollar amount refunded and divide it by the total amount of revenue within the time period that you're measuring against, and that is your refund percentage. All right. So specifically, if you do have guarantees in your program, this will allow you to see the strength of the guarantee, right? It will allow you to see and also the strength of your program, right? Because you're betting that you're betting that nobody has to use your guarantee because your program is so damn good. But if your refund percentage is high, one of 2 things: either your guarantee is weak, maybe it needs some more stipulations, or you need to improve your service, right? So that's kind of what the refund percentage is communicating if you have guarantees. If you don't have guarantees, refund percentage would only represent the strength of the program, right? Because people aren't going to ask for refunds unless the program is strong and they want to stay in the program. Another thing with that is you can see when people are asking for the refund. If they're asking for the refund in the first 30 days, maybe you need to tighten up your onboarding. If they're asking for the refund later in the program, maybe you need to tighten up the actual program portion. So not only seeing the rate in which you are offering refunds, but also seeing where these refunds are being asked for is extremely important and pivotal. All right. The last KPI for customer service is cancellations saved. All right. So we have decline percentage, we have refund rate, and then we have cancellations saved percentage. All right. So what this is a measure of is if you receive a cancellation request, what is the percentage likelihood that you actually save that cancellation, meaning turn that cancellation around and have them stay in the program. The KPI that we have here is 70%. So we want 70% of the cancellation requests that we get to be saved and turned around, and they stay in the program. Now you're probably like, well, Chad, what if people have to cancel for this, that, the other thing? What we've noticed is 9 times out of 10, no matter what they say, the real reason they're canceling is because they're scared. They don't think they can follow through on the program. They have some form of imposter syndrome, fear, doubt, anxiety, whatever it may be. And what we've noticed is when we treat every cancellation that way, and we bring in the coach and we bring in the original salesperson and we talk about their why and their goals and how they could do this, and we treat cancellation requests not like admins, but we treat cancellation requests like coaches, we've noticed that that has had a dramatic impact. Because if you get a cancellation request and you just say, well, if you want to cancel, you have to pay 50% of your remaining balance, then that's just bad customer service, right? That's just like, you're just using rules and sure, yeah, you should uphold your cancellation request, but it shouldn't be your first line of defense when you are handling cancellation. Your first line of defense is you should treat this individual like as if you're the coach, right? And coach them through any of their fears, doubts, and anxieties and find out how we can keep them in the program, because ultimately that's what's best for them. And that's what's best for them reaching their why and their goal. All right, so cancellation saved. Like I said, it's a measure of what, if we receive a cancellation, what's the percentage likelihood that this individual is going to get saved? The math behind this is you take cancellation saved and divide it by total cancellation requests within the given time period, month, quarter, year, whatever, and that is your cancellations saved percentage. All right, so those are the 3 KPIs that we defined. We defined that our customer service team handles the declined payments, so we should attach a KPI to it, which is 5% or less. They handle refund requests, so 10% or less is our refund rate, and then they also handle cancellations, so 70% or more is our cancellations saved percentage. Those are the 3 customer service KPIs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it. I actually really do love coming on here and just chatting business stuff. I actually don't like sending the recordings, but another little business tip within this podcast, the reason I do send the recordings is whenever I'm engulfed in a project, I try very hard to be tunnel visioned on the project and only focus on the things that are actually going to, move the needle within that given time frame. And yeah, I've found that that's given me a lot of business success. So the reason I've been doing the recordings is I've been really focused on launching NLCA 2.0, creating all the new course material, which I've teased some of that with you guys. Some of the podcasts have been videos from the new course material. And I've just been engulfed. I want to make that the best I could possibly make it. And that means I have to sacrifice time on other tasks that I maybe love, but shouldn't be focused on within that given time. So anyways, I'm back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, you guys know what to do. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all the things. If you're listening on a podcast, please leave a review, share with a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.